What's going on, everybody? Q here from Hyperstocks. Thank you so much for coming on board. In this video, I'm going to show you the simple way to short crypto, and we're going to be doing this via a website called KuCoin. KuCoin is also available as a mobile app if you would like to download and use it on your mobile app. Keep in mind, this is not the only website that you can short crypto with. There are plenty of websites that you can short crypto with. So go ahead and kind of find your own broker that you're comfortable using and just apply the same theories and the methods. In this video, I'm going to assume that you guys understand technical analysis. So we're primarily going to be just focusing on what shorting is, what leverage trading is, and how to actually use it. And we're going to execute a trade together. That way you understand how to do it on your end. So this is going to be actually one of my first time shorting crypto. I've just kind of practiced on this website here. Usually I'm on the long side, or I play short or bearish on the stock market, but crypto is a fairly new game to short. However, charts are all the same, so movement and price action is all going to be the same. It's just the application that may differ a little bit. So the way that you can sign up for this account and short crypto is you create an account just like as I did here. You're going to get verified. You're going to transfer money into your account. The money that you transfer will likely come up in your main account. From there, you want to hit transfer, and then you're going to transfer it to your margin account. When you're trading crypto, or when you're trading a short position, when you're betting against the market, you're always going to be on margin because it allows you to borrow shares and sell them back at a lower price. So your money's kind of tied up already. Margin accounts also allow you to do leverage trading. Leverage trading means that you can borrow, depending on the leverage, a multiple of how much you currently have in your account. For this specific video, I only transferred about $250 after fees and everything. I got about $234 in my margin account. Now let's go ahead and go into the margin trading, where now I can begin applying the short position that I would like to apply. So you can short whatever crypto you want. I'm going to be shorting BTC or ETH. I'm going to look at ETH, so Ethereum, and it's going to be ETH USDT. By the way, if your money is in USD, you would want it to be in USDT. So make sure you convert it to USDT. It's going to ask you to put in your trading password. I put in my trading password here. And then for shorting crypto or going against the market, you're going to be, first you want to pay attention to which leverage you're on. So this is 5 times leverage, which means that I can borrow up to 5 times my account. So right now, my account's about $200. I can borrow up to $1,000 to short the position. So it can magnify my profits by 5 times, but it can also but I can also lose more money here in this case because now my losses are 5 times worth. So make sure that you're properly position sizing when it comes to crypto. Over leveraging, it can be really dangerous, and you do not want to play that game. So make sure that when you guys are using any kind of leverage, whether it's 5 times, whether it's 10 times, whether it's 20 times, some even give you 100 times leverage. So with just $1,000, you can use $100,000 leverage. But if it goes against you, then you can really kind of take a big hit. Just keep in mind that they will liquidate your position for you if you pass a specific amount of losses. But you don't want to lose more than you put in, obviously, because that can be really dangerous and you can lose a lot of money. So the way that you avoid kind of losing a lot of money if things went against you is by just managing your position properly. You don't want to put in too much money and over leverage yourself. So anyways, now we need to focus on the actual execution process. So when you're betting against or you're shorting the market, you're always going to start on the selling side. So in this case, we're going to go on the selling side. We're going to make sure we have auto borrow set on. And for the actual order, you want to be in between limit or market order to start with. So a market order just executes at the exact market price that's happening right now. So if you were to sell now, if you were to short, you would borrow Ethereum at 1812. That would be the market order. So roughly around 1812. But if you're in a limit order, then you can set the exact limit you want to borrow Ethereum at. The reason why I'm saying borrow is because when you're selling short, you're pretty much buying the asset at the specific price that you desire. So say, for example, you want to short at 1812. You will tell the broker that, hey, I want to borrow Ethereum at 1812 because I plan to buy it back later at a lower price, and I'm going to give it back to you at 1812 and keep the difference minus commissions. So when you're buying at the exact price, but when you're selling, you're borrowing at that price and then buying it back later. That's why you buy to close a short position So, and then you keep the difference. So say for example, you want to borrow Ethereum right now and you want to borrow $50 worth. So you're going to take 50 and you divide it by the current price, so 1811, and that will give you 0.027. So you're going to borrow 0.027. You want to make sure you add 0.0, which is going to be around $50. And so you're going to sell Ethereum at that price, and you're going to confirm that point. All right, so now we have bought our position. You can see that in our order history, we go and we can see that our most recent transaction was we sold 0.027 of Ethereum for an average price, at an average price of 1811.46. So Ethereum is now at 1810.54, which means that we're slightly up on our position. So you can do one of two things from here. You can add a stop loss order. So just like when you're longing a position, you add a stop loss. You can also add a stop loss when you are shorting a position. So I always recommend you do stop market, and you're going to do stop market above the resistance that you desire to put a stop loss on. So when Ethereum broke, it broke below the 1815 support, which means our stop loss, our desired stop loss, should be at around 1816. So you would go to stop market and you would put you would put in the stop at 1816 here, for example, and then you would go here and you would also put in the exact amount that you sold, so 0.027. So you could do that as an order, and then you buy it back to close the position. Or you can go and create a market order instead of a stop loss order. So if you're happy and you don't want a stop loss order anymore, you're happy with the results, we've already made money on the short trade, then we can go to market order. So instead of the stop loss, and you go to either limit, just like you set a limit when you were selling the position, you set limit, or market, so this will execute, and then you're going to buy back the exact amount that you sold. So you're going to buy back 0.027, and that's going to close out the position for you at the best market price, and now you're out of the position. So you always want to buy back the exact amount that you sold for. That way you close out and you keep the difference. That's what shorting is. So we borrowed the money, we borrowed Ethereum at 1811.46, which was roughly right here. If we wanted to close out now, we would make about $5 on that trade, and we would walk away profitable overall. Here I have placed my sell order, or my buyback order, and I placed it at 1806, and 0.027 is what my desired price was at. So I bought it back. So what I did here, this is my open order, and through my order history, you can see that when we sold 0.027, we sold it at 1814 or 1811.46, and now I want to buy back at 1806, which would result or yield me about maybe a $5 gain. Okay, so it's not much, but it's just for the example. But my order is not going through, so this was my limit buy order. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cancel, and I'm going to try a different price. So since we haven't hit 1806, I'm going to go maybe to 1808. So 1808, and then I go to Ethereum, and I want to sell 0.027, and I'm going to buy back here, and I'm going to see if that works. And it was placed successfully, and it looks like I successfully bought and sold Ethereum. So now I have no more Ethereum. I bought the 0.027 at 1811, and then so I borrowed it at that point, and then I resold it at 1806, which means I kept that $5, and that was pretty much the short trade. Obviously, we could have stayed in it a little bit longer. We could have made some money. It literally just dropped after we sold. But just for the example's sake, you guys can now understand how I set my short setup and how I took profits after.